Number three, third tip of this evening, right? And that's to think about your audience, right? Audience, which is the person you are speaking to, okay? So think about them, right? What do they know and what do they not know? Now, this is a kind of interesting idea, okay? So this is showing your understanding of the person you're speaking to. As a general rule, if you want people to be comfortable, you always want to talk in a way which they can understand you, right? And you want to talk about things that they also know about. Okay. Now, let me give you a good example of this. I teach an exam called the IELTS, 雅思, which you guys probably know. And part of that test is like a kind of interview, right? You have to have a conversation with your examiner. That's the speaking part. And so one of the very common questions they ask is, do you have any, for example, famous movie stars or singers which you like? Right? Are there any celebrities you like? And, because I ask this question to a lot of Chinese people, very often I get answers like, oh, 我很喜欢周杰伦. I like 周杰伦. I like Jay Chou or something like this. Now, there's nothing wrong with the answer. That's a completely fine answer. But the problem is that the examiner, a 40-year-old white person, does not know who 周杰伦 is, right? Which makes them feel a little bit uncomfortable because they've got no idea who you're talking about, right? So I say, why don't you choose a white celebrity? Instead of 周杰伦, why don't you say like Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift or somebody who they actually understand? It doesn't matter who you choose, but if you say Justin Bieber, they'll know what you're talking about straight away, right? If you're talking to a stranger, right, about this topic, like if you meet somebody new and you want to say who your favorite singer is, if they're a white person, you don't want to say 周杰伦 because your job is, remember, you want to start a conversation with them. It's very hard to start a conversation if they've got no idea what you're talking about. That's when it becomes very awkward. Just 感觉很尴尬, and then your conversation ends, right? So to stop that from happening, right, think about what the other person knows and doesn't know. Try to choose topics which are going to be useful for you, right? Whatever you do, try not to use very complicated language, right? When like you learn how to write essays and stuff, all the teachers tell you, try to use high-level vocabulary, try to use complex, long words to impress people, right? For tests and exams, that's good. For regular conversations, that's terrible. You want to use the most simple language you can that everyone can understand, okay? So that's very different between tests and real speech.